Love, light, greetings, gratitude, blessings and blessings, Ascension Star Seeds. My divinity to yours. Welcome. Thank you for your love, light, your support, your hearted comments, your appreciation, participation. Importantly, collectively, as our uniting light. We continue to work remotely, independently, yet collectively, in collaboration for people and planet, to care and share, shift, uplift our planet, our people, our divinity into ascension. So I thank you deeply. I record this on the 3rd of December 2024, 3-3, 3rd of 12, 12 becomes 3, 2024 is 8, so it's 338. If you take the 3 and the 3 and you mirror them, it becomes the 8. What's beautiful about this is I was woken 2 minutes before 3 a.m. this morning. And as I lay there and eventually reached to select a meditation for that time in the morning, my eyes fell on the screen at the time and I noticed it was 3 seconds past 3 a.m. on the 3rd, so it was 03:03:03, and that is incredibly beautiful because it's Christed energy tripled, trebled. It is feminine energy that is trebled. So we are grounding such beautiful vibrations and frequencies on the planet, and I'm being told how important this month is, and I've got powerful activations that are coming through for you during this month. So the energies of December, wow, the last month of a beautiful year, and how quick that has surpassed. So much has happened, and I have been absent as well, of course, going through my own personal growth for myself and of course the planet as a whole. So what's been happening in December? What will be happening in December? Firstly, December blessings to each of you, especially those that are celebrating a personal new year. Happy birthday to all Sagittarians and the Capricorns for December. If you have already celebrated as a Sagittarian, belated wishes to you. I pray that you have all your dreams, your desires, and everything you deserve manifest in your favor for your higher and greater good in all concerned. We're already into the Mercury retrograde, which began on the 25th of November, and that will progress until the 15th of December, where we will enter thereafter a post shadow period of the retrograde until it goes direct again and everybody can normalize. So of course this is a time of pausing, slowing down your activities, practicing patience, flexibility, tolerance, and being understanding and compassionate. And everybody is trying to get through the last month of the year, and many people have been under so much of challenge, difficulty, crisis, and chaos, and of course the world at large. So use your discernment when you're making decisions, when you're communicating. Use your intuition so that you not just hear something or do something, you feel it. Be heart-centered, be aligned and balanced. And as light workers, light warriors, it is important that we are at all times in awareness, cognizant, understanding of not just ourselves, but our surrounding, our environment, and others around us. Because our vibration, whether it is positive or negative, will have a profound effect and almost have an instantaneous manifestation, because we are in ascension. You are here as part of the ascension. So are others, but many others are not consciously, actively participating in the ascension. They're just going on their day to day, monotonously, routinely, unaware. But you are aware. So you must be aware of what you are doing, what you are saying, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, because that's not just adding to your personal growth, but to the collective growth. You're adding light into the bucket, or you are not. So it is time for you to go back to revisiting things that you have left undone or incomplete, and address all of that, so that when you begin the new year, and it is so apt that this retrograde will be in direct motion for the new year, and we can all get on the jolt that needs to take place. So we've already had the new moon in December on the 1st, and we have the full moon coming up on the 15th. So those that participate in the phases of the moon, be aware of what is that you want to manifest, you want to let go, etc. But also, I will talk about the moon at another time, a little bit about information that I would like to bring into your awareness and bring to light. So we also had another massive planetary body, which was Saturn, that went turned direct on the 15th. The retrograde was between the 29th of June to the 15th of November. And it was retrograde in Aquarius. Of course, I felt the effects of that tremendously. And I'm sure a lot of you do not have to be an Aquarian, but of course it affects the entire globe, the entire planet, all signs, because you definitely have Saturn in your natal chart, perhaps in one particular spot or position, or multiple. But nonetheless, this Lord of Karma, the House of Karma, really impacted in my life, and I am now happy that going forward we will see better days from this intensity and enormity of the retrograde that I personally felt. So another thumbs up is the Pluto, right? Pluto has entered Aquarius on the 19th of November, and that is after 200 years, and will remain in Aquarius up until 2043, 2044. So it is now here to stay. It was, of course, swaying in and out during the last year, but it is here. And I've spoken about Pluto in Aquarius in the beginning of the year, and the impact it would have being in this particular sun sign. So of course this affects every Aquarian on the planet, whether you're consciously aware of it or not. If you have your ascendant in Aquarius, your moon in Aquarius, your north node in Aquarius, your Venus in Aquarius, you will also be impacted intensely, tremendously. And of course the world at large will as well. And we are already seeing the effects of what Pluto is in Aquarius from the beginning of the year, during that yo-yo swaying effect. I spoke about how many institutions, corporations will be under fire. A lot will be, under a great deal of transformation. So all the dirt and the darkness will be surfacing for clearing. So the highlights of the year that we have gone through as a collective in this particular channel, on our channel Ascension Star Portal, and of course you are on other channels that you do listen, so as a collective you get a little bit from everywhere. And the highlights have been, of course, we have met through Catherine, Princess of Wales, from all our health woes, and we've gone through so many readings and understood a whole lot of things. It's brought us together, it's created awareness, Of course, we've been vilified in the process, but that's not important. We have come a long way, and I thank you for this friendship, this unionship, this soulship. I absolutely love and adore you, and eternally grateful that we are coming together um, for a greater good, for a higher good. Then, of course, we have all the conflict that's been going on, the wars, the Middle East, the social unrest in the UK. We've had the recent US elections. And now what is making waves is the UFO, UAP sightings. UAP is a fancy name for UFO. It is unidentified anomalous phenomena that in the recent days, I think from the 20th of November, we are seeing social media saturated with a number of sightings in many, many countries. So I think there was 5 or 6 craft over the capital in the USA. We've had sightings in Mexico. Well, in many, many countries. I've not been able to keep up with many things, but I've seen a lot of headlines. I've not gone in depth to listen to everything. But I believe there was a spherical UAP that landed at the airport in Manchester. And of course, when a security vehicle approached it, then of course it, disappeared or whatever it did. And apparently it was the size of a small car. That's what was being reported. And then, of course, we are now hearing of the drones that are hovering over the 3 military US bases in the United Kingdom. And there's talk about it being hobbyists, etc. I saw a little bit about that. And really, I don't buy into that. I don't think anybody who wants to keep a hobby of flying drones will be allowing so many to be spread out at 3 different bases. Definitely the military forces, the security personnel, government would not allow you to be doing that kind of play over such important establishments, infrastructure. It will definitely be taken down. If it's not being taken down, then I would suspect they're in full awareness of why it's there and where it's come from. It's either they have allowed it to do what it needs to do, or it is there and it is protecting something that it will not surrender. So either way, I believe our superiors or your superiors in the country are fully cognizant and in awareness of what they are. So I really don't buy into that particular line. And of course, you are welcome to your own opinion. And of course, I do respect that. We're not here for a debate. We are here to enlighten, to understand, to support one another, and of course, to bring love and harmony to the situation. So, what I can say for sure is there are many ETs out there. We have the positive and the negative. But the negative ones clearly want to destruct and create fear and panic, and have always threatened invasion, always threatened the civilization of humanity. And of course, that is not new news. We also have the positive ETs, which have been here for centuries. And in the recent year, in the recent decade or two, particularly advancing closer into Earth's atmosphere, stratosphere, and protecting us from negative ET invasion, and commanded by Ashtar Sharan, who is the Galactic Confederation Chief Commander, overseeing small fleet and of course the motherships as well. Very positive extraterrestrial beings, our star families, star races that are here to protect us from invasion and of course from a repeat of the fall of Atlantis. So they definitely will not tolerate or allow any nuclear warfare and will make every attempt to neutralize that, to diffuse that mid-air, even if they have to put their life at risk or their craft at risk. So right now, all governments are being communicated with by the divine galactic councils and their representatives to surrender, to stop, to harmonize, to make peace, to negotiate, etc. A lot has fallen onto deaf ears, but I can see that they are making a profound appearance in the skies and saying, tell your people of the world, we've been here for a long time. Stop hiding it. Come out. Be transparent. Be open about it. We are not here to destruct. We are here in peace. We come in peace. So it is incredibly beautiful that we are living in these amazing times now where all of that, which I have been waiting personally for over 25 years since I've begun my spiritual journey, consciously working with divine angelic beings, higher entities of light, and going through my own personal transformation and becoming aware of that we are not alone, and these are positive beings, and not being fearful about what the media has always projected about them here to abduct and do things. Of course, they have done that in exchange for technology. Humanity's been sold, our animals have been sold out, in quotation, given to them for genetic modification and a whole lot of experimentation in exchange for their technology. So there has been some untoward things happening. So we've been fed with that kind of phenomena. So of course that is instilled, ingrained in many, and creates a lot of fear, panic, etc. But that's not why they're here. The positive ones are not here for that. They are here to help us to do the wonderful things. I myself have seen craft since 2009. They have been, they move in the sky like stars. They are incredibly powerful. They are much lower than the stars. So I am able to discern and differentiate who they are. And it's beautiful how they connect and communicate with you. And also, very recently, I had an ET visitor who had come and really not communicated much, but let me know he's there. And of course, it was a wonderful experience that I don't really have much recollection of, but I'm sure there will be a lot of room for that in future. What has also been happening on social media is a prediction that apparently is circulating that comes from some 27-year-old webbot by a Keen Star, who apparently is a YouTuber, and it's being predicted that on the 4th, whether some say 3rd, some say 4th, of a UFO invasion or UAP invasion that will happen. And apparently this was a temporal marker for a trigger event that was meant to occur 39 days after Donald Trump and Joe Rogan's interview. And apparently this particular webbot had 2 previous successive predictions that works according to the algorithm. I'm not sure how that all happens. I've not looked deeply into it, but yes, this is what is being put out there. And if you've come across this, I encourage you not to panic. I can confidently say that the Galactic Federation, commanded by Ashtar Sharon, is protecting humanity, our planet, from every possible negative invasion. Will not allow nuclear war to go ahead, will ensure that they make every effort to negotiate, to protect, and to minimize any effect of such an attempt. And of course, if they have to act against negative ET, they will freeze their craft, neutralize it, because they have the power to do it. Remember, light craft, divine craft outweigh in numbers in their fleet compared to negative ET craft and human fleet. You cannot compare it. There are millions in our sky at the moment that are doing their work, and of course in our oceans as well. And they've been here for a long, long time. They are very busy working with the ground crew, the white hats on the ground, us as light workers, to diffuse all of the lower frequency energies. They are doing incredible work to end violence, to end wars, to communicate, to negotiate with the leaders of the world, and to try and come to a divine conclusion. Of course, we might think, why can they not just land and do these things? We've had discussion about this. They will not put humanity at risk, because the other parties would say, I am ready to open fire if you do this, you do that. But of course, nothing on the ground level to that extent will be allowed. If they have to do this in the air, where they're being invaded and attacked or being shot down, of course, they will then defend themselves and make every effort to protect the planet and our people. So you can rest assured that we will not have another civilization go down. We will not have another episode of Atlantis. And they definitely come in peace, come to clean up the earth, the atmosphere, come to ensure that our ascension is as per the divine plan and will progress as the divine decree. Right, so divine alliances on the ground, the white hats on the ground crew, you and I as light workers, the light warriors, are all armored day and night, working relentlessly, tirelessly to clean up tunnels, dismantle dark networks, shutting down the dark operations. They also captivated a lot of the dark ETs, the ones that work off planet, the ones that are working underground, and of course they have been removed. They've been taken off Earth. So nearly all of them are actually gone. We're talking about the power ones, the real draconian, reptilian, Draco, all the mixed interbred races from the negative hierarchies have all now been removed and captivated and removed. So what we're seeing is just some of their dark managers and minions that are now fighting a losing battle. Please know that the light has won, right? And that is why we are seeing the chaos, right? Because it is their non-acceptance and retaliation of their defeat. So please, you are being asked to be brave, to be strong, to be stealth, to be steadfast, to go forward with fortitude and conviction, but of course, compassion, discernment, and unconditional love light. Protect yourselves. The 3D matrix has collapsed, right? And Donald J. Trump's election has triggered that final collapse. And like I said, he is the chaos in the circus, right? He is the matrix breaker. He is the awakener. So he was what needed to lock into place for what is to come at greater depth, greater capacity, greater intensity. So prepare yourselves. Of course, he and his team are carefully selected and brought together, collaborated by the Light Alliance. And again, you don't need to like him. I don't need to like him. But we must support what is being set in motion to take place. Not everyone is on the ascension, and therefore everyone will not like him. Not everyone will welcome the changes that he is going to make, but there are certain things that will trigger other things to happen. And it's not just about the United States, it's about the rest of the world. What will happen there will have a mirrored effect throughout the world. I have said this before in the readings that I have done pre-election, right? And the surprise of element was him being elected. We had a timeline shift, we had a timeline jump, we had a lot of things that took place in which to bring that grid into a locked position. I do not write the divine script, neither do you. We must surrender to the divine plan. What is important is to be concerned about your script, my script, that affects the divine script. Right? The Ascension timeline is underway. Ascension is not going to happen. It is here. It is happening. We are in the Ascension. Those that are aware of it, that are putting in the effort, the work, that are scrubbing clean and polishing themselves, are well in the flow of the glow. Those that are not, we are to help them. Those that resist it, we are not to insist. We must allow them to make their choice and decision. And they will go through their growth process. They will go through whatever needs to happen in a harmonious way or not. It will be their own decision, their own choice. But it does not mean that we push them out or aside. It means that we still send love and light. Every day, every moment, there are light workers coming online. There are people waking up. There are people seeing things that do not make sense anymore. You do not have to have degrees. You have to have common sense. And also you need to be responsible for how you respond to things. You do not have to agree, and you can agree to disagree. But you must be responsible and respectful. The ascension that's put in motion, I will reiterate, will not be stopped. It cannot be stopped. What is happening now is a progression. It is a wheel that is turning at different speeds, at different levels, in different layers of time, all at once, simultaneously. So we are living parallel timelines all at once. Many things are now converging, uniting and coming together. It's all the different facets that were dispersed out there, isolated, hidden, that are now being pulled by the magnetics of vibration and frequency into unity consciousness. So many things are happening. Nothing will ever be the same. And I have said before that we are living many timelines in one moment, in 1 hour, in 1 day, in 1 week, in 1 month. You do not have to pass on to get to another timeline. You can bring timelines in now for your highest and greatest good, for yourself and the collective. The collapsing of the media, I've already spoken about this in the year. We are seeing it take place in real time. Hollywood, entertainment, the select elites, the royal families, right? Food, health, medical, financial, all under scrutiny, all collapsed. Everything is being rattled and crumbling. There's nothing that is of the 3D matrix, that is of the old paradigm, that will survive this. Let me say that very lovingly. Nothing of the 3D matrix will survive. And if that includes people having to pass on because of their resistance, their stubbornness, their choice and decision of ignorance, then so be it. It will happen. It's inevitable. But everyone is given in every moment the opportunity to take the leap, to shift the dynamic, to shift their trajectory, to ask for help and to be guided. right? We have discussed this already in little bits in the different videos throughout the year. And of course, there are other platforms also bringing through Ascension awareness. So all of the big names, the brand names, the big corporations, the institutions, the palaces are going through it, and that includes religion. In religious institutions, the dark has hidden their dirt. That is coming out. We are seeing it, and more will come. Many things taking place below the earth's surface, underground, that we have been working relentlessly, tirelessly to clean, to free the children, are all now coming to surface. And you can see it. It is what we've called for. Right? So there is no more time for complacency, for procrastination, for being half pregnant, for sitting on the fence. Right? Everything is moving at a speed like never before, the speed of light. You cannot trap air. You cannot trap light. It is moving. It's constantly oscillating and recreating itself. Right, we here on Ascension Star Portal have done incredible work this year. And I thank you for consciously, actively, remotely participating in all of the clearings that we've been doing by creating portals and grids to help humanity, to help our planet. And of course, for you participating individually in the Ascension activations that I have recently put out, that you will find under videos on playlist 3. And if you've only just begun, I would suggest that you participate from the oldest one to the latest, allowing yourself at least a 3-day interval period. So what we can look forward to is I will bring you more activations this month, around about the 12th, and of course the 21/12, and some in between. I have had a bit of an absence. I was undergoing a massive clearing, an upgrade, and of course lots of downloads. I am in a lot better position now, but of course am experiencing a bit of fatigue and lethargy in between because of the integration of these energies, and of course all the planetary events and movements that have also triggered my energetic field. So I am sure that a lot of you are also going through the Ascension symptoms, which we've discussed in previous podcasts as well. Headaches, migraines, feeling out of sync, lethargy, exhaustion. You're feeling rattled and agitated. Please do not give in to it. Do not say, yes, I'm going through all this, and I'll curse it or be upset about it. Surrender and allow what needs to happen. Utilize your guides, your teams of light to help you integrate. Your part is to eat healthy, drink healthy, to be out in nature, to do loving things, kind things, to engage in hobby or craft, to do something that's pleasant, to listen to meditation, to participate in meditation, to go with the flow. I want you to know, to understand, and I have to mentor myself as well. We called for the change, right? And it is our responsibility to help the change rearrange. 2024, the number 8 year, the year that is now nearing its end. We're in the last month of 2024, right? The year of infinity, of creating heaven on earth, as above, so below. So whatever you intended to create and co-create this year will now carry you into its completion next year, materially and spiritually, into 2025. Right? It is time that you convert your fears and your tears into might and light. What we are witnessing now is the great fall of the darkness for a grand rising of light. It is the purging before the glorious emerging, the birth of new earth. Beautiful hearts, as always, we call upon divine intervention, divine judgment, divine justice, divine government for divine earth, and so it is. May you and your loved ones be loved and blessed in each breath, each heartbeat, and each moment. Stay connected and protected. You are loved and blessed. Till next. Namaste.